Today, we're diving into a really fascinating paper that makes a powerful case for changing how we think about AI reasoning. It's called Visual Generation Unlocks Human-like Reasoning Through Multimodal World Models. Let's get into it. And this isn't just some small project. We're talking about a major collaboration between top researchers at Tsinghua University and ByteDance Seed. So you know they're putting some serious brainpower into tackling one of AI's biggest hurdles. All right, here's our game plan. We'll start by defining what we'll call AI's physical reasoning gap. Then we'll unpack the paper's core idea, the visual superiority hypothesis. After that, we'll see how they put it to the test with a custom benchmark, look at the hard evidence, and finally zoom out to see what this all means for the future of things like robotics. Okay, so let's set the stage here. It's become pretty obvious that while large language models are incredibly powerful, their ability to reason is, well, it's kind of lopsided. On the one hand, these models are absolute wizards at abstract stuff. Math, logic, writing code, anything that follows a set of symbolic rules. But when you ask them to reason about the physical world, the kind of intuitive, spatial intelligence we use every single day, they just fall surprisingly short. The paper really hits the nail on the head, saying that current models lack the richer representations and prior knowledge they need for these physical tasks. And let's be clear, this isn't a small gap. It's a fundamental roadblock holding AI back from being more human-like. And that brings us to the paper's central idea, a proposed solution that they call the visual superiority hypothesis. Now, to really get this, we first have to talk about the concept of a world model. Think of it as an AI's internal simulator, a little sandbox it uses to predict and reason about the world. Traditionally, these have been text-based, but the big innovation here is making them multimodal, blending both language and visual generation. So how do we close that reasoning gap we were just talking about? Well, the researchers argue that we need to stop forcing AI to think about physical problems in a purely text-based world. And here it is, the visual superiority hypothesis. It basically says that for physical tasks, it's more natural and effective for an AI to generate images to model the world. So instead of just describing a change, the model actually shows itself the change, a lot like how we use our own mental imagery. The way they actually implement this is really clever. It's called an interleaved chain of thought. The model reasons step by step, alternating between a verbal thought, that's the logic part, and a visual thought, an image it generates to update its internal picture of the world. Of course, if you have a bold hypothesis like this, you need some serious testing. So the researchers didn't just grab an off-the-shelf benchmark, they built a new one from the ground up to really isolate the abilities they wanted to measure. They call it VisWorld Eval, and it's designed to do one thing really well. Test two core abilities, world simulation and world reconstruction. This approach allows for a super clean, controlled comparison between different ways of modeling the world. The benchmark itself has some pretty fascinating tasks. For world simulation, you have things like paper folding and ball tracking, where you have to predict how things change over time. For world reconstruction, you've got things like figuring out a 3D shape from 2D views. And crucially, they included control tasks like maze and sokoban, where a simple text-based system should be enough. This gives them a really important baseline to compare against. So, the framework is in place, the hypothesis is clear, but did the data actually back it up? The results are frankly striking. This chart, based on a figure from the paper, shows the accuracy on those tough physical reasoning tasks. You can see the performance of the other models on the left. They're okay. But then look at the visual world model on the right. It's a massive leap in performance. Having that visual sketch pad clearly provides a huge advantage. Now, this is the critical question any good researcher has to ask. Is this a silver bullet, or is there more to the story? And yeah, there's more to it. For those simpler control tasks, maze and sokoban, where you can perfectly describe the world with text coordinates, the visual model didn't offer any real advantage. So the key insight here is that its superiority is context-dependent. Visual reasoning really shines when a problem is information-rich and just plain hard to describe with words alone. And it gets better. Beyond just accuracy, this approach is way more efficient. This data shows that for the paper folding task, the visual model needed 4 times less training data than the verbal model to reach the same level of performance. This suggests that visual generation is just a more natural way for the model to learn and generalize much faster. Okay, so let's zoom out. What does this all mean for the future of AI, especially as it starts to leave the digital world and interact with ours? The main takeaway is pretty clear. If we want to build truly embodied AI agents, I'm talking robots that can navigate and manipulate the real world, then learning visual world models isn't just a cool feature, it's absolutely essential. For a robot, the ability to imagine the outcome of an action before doing it is a complete game changer. It's the difference between clumsy trial and error and fluid predictive planning. This internal visual simulation is really a foundational piece for building safer and more intelligent physical AI. So this paper gives us some really compelling evidence that giving AI a kind of mind's eye unlocks a much more human-like way of thinking about the physical world. And it leaves us with a powerful final question. If an AI can learn to truly see the world in order to reason about it, are there any limits to what it can eventually learn to build within it?